If you don't want to spend money on building a raised bed, then today I'm going to share with you how to take a pallet and make this beautiful raised bed. The first step is to choose a pallet, and you want to keep two things in mind. Number one is that you want the thickness of your boards to be about 5 to 6 inches, as two of them will be the height of the raised bed. The second thing is that you want to make sure that your pallet you're getting has the symbol HT on it. It means that your pallet has only been treated with heat and with no chemical. Also, it helps if you choose a pallet with a full 2x4 instead of any cutout in them, because we'll need it later for this bed. Now, because we want to get the boards out fast while also not splitting them, this is where a few power tools will have to come in. I finished making my cut for the pallet on both sides, and what I did is I got the straightest piece of wood I could find and lined it up with the 2x4 that is here. I lined it up on both sides plus the extra width for my saw. After I clamped it down and made my cut. Now for the middle, we could use a hammer and start banging out all the woods from underneath. I then remove the nails after, but I'm going to be using a reciprocating saw with a blade for cutting metal to go through the nails. Come on. Okay, kind of working. Okay, well that's the first board out. Oh shoot. I just got all the wood out. Now some of the boards did split like you saw earlier, but for the boards that we have left, I'm just going to be knocking out the nails out of them so that we could use them. Originally, I wanted to use some of these thicker boards, but they ended up splitting and some of them got broken. So I got 3 of these boards, and they're about the thickness of the 2 thicker boards, so that'll just have to do for one of the sides. I also laid them out into 3 pairs, as you can see that I have right here. Except for a bed, we want 4 sides, so we're going to have to cut one of these in half. 45, so what is half of 45? 44, that's 22 and a half. I finished cutting my boards for the short side of my bed, and what I want to do next is with the 2x4 from the same pallet that we cut up earlier, I want to remove the small pieces that are on them still from the boards that we collected. I first started with the back side of my hammer and was hitting the wood to try and break it, but after I found out that flipping the board over on its side and hitting it was easier for the boards to come out that way. And you don't have to do it for your last pallet brace because we won't need the last one. We only need 2 of them. I want to remove the nails from the board that are left, and while we can use a hammer to do the job, I'm going to use a crowbar that I got, and the extra length that it gives me will make it easier for the nails to come out because it has more leverage. I did manage to get most of the nails out, but some of the nails did broke, so I just hammered those ones in. You just have to keep that in mind if any of your nails break, because when we're cutting the boards into our corner brace, you'll want to avoid cutting where those nails are. Okay, well our mic is on now. I got the corner pieces for my bed cut, and they're the height of the raised bed, which is 11 inches. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of these braces and put it for one side, and then do the same for the other side, and we're starting with the long boards first. Now, it's important that when you place your braces, that we place them standing up like this and not flat like this, because in the step later that we'll be doing, we'll need them that way. Now, I got some screws that I'm going to be using for the building of this bed, and even though it might not be zero cost anymore, I'm still going to be counting it as it, as I have used the same nails that I got from the pallet to build the raised bed in the past. And you could do that if you want it to be fully free. I'm using screws that are 1.5 inch long to go into the 2x4s. I'm also going to be using a drill to pre-drill because I can't risk splitting any of the boards. And what I'm going to do here is I'm just lining up the wood with the edge so that it's smooth, and the top as well as the bottom. One pre-drill hole there. One more. And then I'm going to take my drill with my screw. Oh, screw it in. 2 for each board on each side that we're doing. And now I'm going to be doing the same for this side back here. It's the next day now, and I finished screwing the 2 sides, long sides for my pallet raised bed. For the next step, what I'm going to be doing, and starting with the top, I'm going to be lining it up just so that it's lined up like this. One hole in like that. Do one more down here. And we go on to do the same for this side. I finished screwing in the sides for my raised bed, but we're not done yet. Next is I've got these thinner pieces of wood that we're going to be installing on top to make our bed nicer and give you somewhere for if you want to sit while working on your bed. I'm going to take 2 of these boards for the long ends, and we save the 1 extra for the side. So first to start is I'm going to be doing the short side of the raised bed. I'm going to be lining it up and then making a mark for where to cut. I got the board cut, and now how I'm going to be installing it is so that instead of just putting it like this where it's lined up exactly in the edge and it'd be taking up more space on the inside, what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to be overhanging it halfway over the edge. And I make sure that I'm also leaving enough room on the 2x4 for when I need to screw in the long piece of the bed too. Now for the middle between the short boards, I'm going to take my long board, line it up with that side over there, and I'm going to mark about where they should be. The bed is now finished, and I filled it as well as popped in a few lettuces in here. This is so cool to me of how you can take a pallet that's being thrown in the trash and turn it into something beautiful like this bed. And the best part is, this can all be done for free. Tweaker's out here too, watching the raised bed, and we're gonna give her a piece of lettuce. Juicy one for you. Make sure you guys pack a veggie emoji in the comments for Tweaker if you like seeing her in the video. She likes her veggies. Well, that's it for this video. I love the way how the bed came out, and I hope you could build one just like this too. If you know a friend who's into gardening or just getting started with gardening, then please share this video with them. Goodbye!